Hello and a warm welcome. This summer not only brings sunny weather, but also the new Orcharhino version 7.3. In this video we will have a look at some of the changes and new features that you can make use of in this release. For a complete list, please also have a look at the release notes linked in the video description. Here is an overview of the topics which are covered in this video. Orcharhino clients are now available on Enterprise Linux 10. Rolling content views can now be assigned to Lifecycle Environments, giving you more control over your content. OpenSCAP client packages are now also generally available on PowerPC and ARM. We also made some improvements to the Ansible role OR operating systems. Feel free to jump to the corresponding chapter of this video in case you're only interested in a particular feature. We newly added chapter marks for that purpose. As first feature, we are happy to announce that Orcharhino clients are now available for Enterprise Linux 10 distributions, namely RHEL, Alma Linux and Rocky Linux. You might wonder where Oracle Linux 10 is in this list. No worries, we did not forget it. Oracle Linux 10 is simply not officially released yet, and we will only provide a client for that one once it is released. Why not give it a try and spin up some hosts on EL10 yourself after you upgrade it to Orcharhino 7.3. As you can see, we already have some EL10 machines here. If you're anything like us, you value testing new OS versions early to catch any surprises or impacts they might have on your infrastructure. With Orcharhino 7.3, you now have all the means of doing so, and we would love to hear feedback from you on how it went. Next up, rolling content views. With Orcharhino 7.0, we introduced rolling content views, a cool way to make sure your hosts always have access to the most up-to-date packages, while still being able to control which repositories are visible on the hosts. Now, with Orcharhino 7.3, we further improved rolling content views to allow you to assign them to specific lifecycle environments. This is particularly useful if you want to have fine-grained control over which content you sync to which Orcharhino proxy. Before, you had to sync your library environment to the proxy if you wanted to use rolling content views there. Of course, we know that unnecessary syncing of content can become a bandwidth and storage problem quickly. If this sounds like a problem you encountered before, definitely check out this new feature. Let's create a rolling content view and look at how it works. Go to Content, Lifecycle Content Views, and then create New Content View. Choose a name for the content view. Select Rolling Content View. With the new feature, you can still use rolling content views in library, in case that works fine for your use case. But when creating a rolling content view, you will now have the chance to select other lifecycle environments, as shown here. Once this is done, go to your Orcharhino proxy settings, where you can decide which lifecycles shall be synced, just as you would do for regular content views. Edit the proxy, go to Lifecycle Environments, and select the lifecycle environments you want to have synced. In order to enable you to run OpenSCAP on your individual hosts, we provide a package that contains the so-called OpenSCAP client. This was already available before, but for some operating systems, the packages were not yet available for PowerPC and ARM. With Orcharhino 7.3, we added OpenSCAP client packages for PowerPC and ARM on /15, Debian and Ubuntu, making sure you can run your compliance checks no matter the architecture or operating system. Last but not least, we want to show you some changes that we made to the Ansible role OR operating systems. This role is a convenient method to add standard operating systems to your Orcharhino, which is also described in our documentation, which is shown here. The configuration for that role can be found in the directory etc Orcharhino Ansible on your Orcharhino. Let's have a look. we made some subtle adjustments to this file. First of all, you can now specify multiple organizations and locations at once, making it even easier to make the operating systems available in case you're not just using a single organization or location. Secondly, we updated the comments in this configuration file to make it clear that you can also add Red Hat Enterprise Linux entries on the list. Before, this was also possible, but not shown in the list, and people were wondering how to get the RHEL operating system entries into Orcharhino. We hope this clears things up for you now. That's all for today. Of course, as mentioned in the beginning, there are more features and fixes in Orcharhino 7.3, so it is worth having a look into the release notes, which are linked in the video description. Have fun with the new Orcharhino 7.3 and subscribe if you want to make sure not to miss the next tech update video. Until then, bye!